Hey, what's up? Colby Sharp, 5th grade teacher in Michigan. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing so you can be notified anytime I publish something new. Here at this channel, we try to help kids fall in love with reading. And the way that I fell in love with reading and the way that so many of our kids fall in love with reading is through Read Aloud. And today I'm going to be talking about the very first novel that I'm going to be reading aloud to my students. It's such a hard decision. I agonize over it. Every year I read something different to start the school year, and this year is no change. This is going to be a book that I've actually never read aloud, and definitely haven't read aloud to start the year. Last year, I read Rowley Jefferson's Awesome Friendly Adventure by Jeff Kinney. I read this because I thought it's hilarious and super fun, and the kids would get a kick out of it, and it's got a lot of cool things about story and a lot of things that we see in a lot of stories, but kind of pokes fun at them a little bit in an adorable way. And after they had their 4th grade year, the year before, cut short and everyone went virtual, and then the summer of uncertainty and mask, I just wanted them to start the year with something fun, to be reminded of how much fun reading can be. So we kicked off the year with this. It was a huge hit. The next book in the series came out during the school year, and the kids were super excited about that. It was a wonderful way to begin the school year. This year, as I have been thinking all summer, what should I read aloud first and why? Like, what am I looking for in a read aloud? I've probably thought about 10, 15, maybe 20 different books that I wanted to start the year with. And I've decided that I want to start the year a little differently this year. Last year, I wanted them to just remind them how fun reading can be. This year, I want to remind them and show them how powerful reading can be. And we're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to hit the ground with a story that I think could change their lives. I think for many of them, when they grow up, this could be their hatchet. This could be the book that helped them either fall in love with reading, brought them back to reading, or strengthened that love and desire for books that I hope that they all leave my classroom with and have for the rest of their lives. So we're reading a book that I think is really powerful. It's really amazing. From the very first chapter, you see, wow, this is what reading can be. This is amazing. I must read more. I have to know what happens. But it's also a book that's not easy. It's really sad at times and really hard at times, but I think beautiful the entire time. And the book that I'm going to be reading aloud this year to my 5th graders is Sarah Pennypacker's Pax. It's illustrated by John Clausen. It's a story of Pax, a fox, and his boy, Peter, and their separation and then their journey to try to get back to each other. It is a powerful book. It is an unforgettable book. It is a book that has been in my heart since it came out a handful of years ago. And I couldn't stop thinking about it for months and maybe even years after I read it. And I've had kids read it, but I've never read it aloud. And it's one of those books that I think will be so powerful to read and discuss together. I will sit in the front of the room, or I will walk around the classroom and I will read it and we will talk about it. But most importantly, we will enjoy the story. And hopefully Pax and Peter mean as much to my 5th graders as they mean to me. And what I'm really hoping for is that this year, many of them will pick up the new book, Pax Journey Home, and they'll get a chance to continue on the story and get a chance to spend more time with both Pax and Peter. And it's just a really beautiful, beautiful continuation of this amazing tale. I don't know if I would have read this book aloud if my kids didn't have this to turn to. I don't know. But this, the hope and the joy and the way that I couldn't stop turning pages reading this one made me go back to this one, which I have been rereading the original Pax since I've decided to read it as a read aloud. And I forgot how much I loved it. And I knew I loved it, and I was thinking I'm going to pick it as a read aloud, so I knew I loved it, but I forgot how much this book touched me. And I just can't stop thinking about those 10 and 11-year-old kids and what one read aloud book can do. Chances are, if you're watching this, you're an educator, you're someone who loves books, chances are there's probably a book in your life that was read aloud to you that has forever had an impact on you. And for me, it was Hatchet. It was Charlotte's Web. It was Tales of a 4th Grade Nothing. And I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that Pax by Sarah Pennypacker and John Clausen can be that book for my students. And I'm so excited to see how our year is kicked off with this amazing book. I'm so excited. Please let me know, what are you kicking off the school year with? What novel are you going to start with? What picture books are you going to start with? I'm always looking for new books to add to my list. I think the Read Aloud is such a sacred and amazing and powerful thing. It's up there with independent reading as what I think are the most important things in my 5th grade classroom. So PAX it is. And then hopefully many of them will read PAX Journey Home. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Anyways, thank you again for tuning in. My name is Colby Sharp. I hope you have an awesome-tastic